Welcome for the session. I'll start off with a short video until everyone joins in.
हे दोस्तों, वेलकम टू अपना कम्युनिटी। ये वो जगह है जहां आप अपने असली पोटेंशियल को एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं। देखो, सबके पास स्किल्स होते हैं, पर क्या आपके अंदर वो स्पार्क है जो आपको कामयाबी की ऊंचाइयों तक ले जा सकता है? अगर आप सोच रहे हैं जॉब चेंज करने के लिए, लेकिन रिज्यूमे सेलेक्ट नहीं हो रहा, या फिर इंग्लिश में इंटरव्यू देना थोड़ा चैलेंजिंग लग रहा है, तो फिक्र मत कीजिए। यहाँ हम हैं आपके साथ, आपको सपोर्ट करने के लिए। अपना कम्युनिटी में आपको मिलेगी बेहतरीन कम्युनिटीज, जहां आप अपने प्रोफेशनल स्किल्स को सुधार सकते हैं। चाहे आप एक्सेल, टैली, जीएसटी में माहिर बनना चाहें, या फिर आप खुद एक ब्यूटिशियन या डिजाइनर हैं, तो यहाँ आप अपने काम को शोकेस करके दूसरों को टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स देते हुए आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। अपना कम्युनिटी में आपको मिलेगा मेंटर्स का एक खजाना और बड़े इन्फ्लुएंसर्स का साथ, जो आपको हर कदम पर 1-to-1 गाइड करेंगे। यहाँ आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं अपने फील्ड या इंडस्ट्री स्पेसिफिक ग्रुप्स, जहां आपको ऐसे कई लोग मिलेंगे जिनसे सीख के आप वो गलती ना करें जो वो कर चुके हैं। ऐसे लोगों की जिन्होंने स्टार्ट किया था एज एग्जीक्यूटिव्स एंड आर नाउ सक्सेसफुल मैनेजर्स इन देयर डोमेन्स, जो आपको आगे बढ़ाने में मदद करेगा। यहाँ आपको मिलेगा वो सही डायरेक्शन जो आपके करियर को नेक्स्ट लेवल ले जाएगा। तो लेट्स अनलॉक योर पोटेंशियल टुगेदर। अपना कम्युनिटी में ज्वाइन करें और अपने सपनों की ऊंचाइयों तक पहुंचने का सफर शुरू करें।
Great. I think we have a full house. We have about 30 participants. Thank you everybody for joining in. We will be starting off the session in a minute. Great. So welcome everyone. My name is Rohan. I'm one of the co-founders of QFUS. QFUS is a mentor aggregator platform supporting Apna with all the mentorship requirements for these sessions. And now we are a part of Apna community, where these engagements across different domains and topics happen on a daily basis. Weekdays it's at 7 p.m. and weekends it's at 3 p.m. And these engagements are basically providing an idea to help people ideate and advance in their professional careers. And we are covering a wide range of topics. It can be as simple as accountings, financials, tally, and it can be technical like product management, career counseling, and other functional skills as well. And today's topic is technical career counseling by Meghna Gowda. Meghna is a certified data scientist. Welcome, Meghna. And she has a passion for data analytics and have efficient knowledge on data analyst, business analyst, and advanced methods of it. And she's involved in applying strong analytical thinking and decision-making skills to meet clients' customers' needs. Without much overdue, I would pass it on to Meghna. Meghna will be on the chat box for taking up any Q&A, however you want to try to keep the session more engaged. Maybe first 10 minutes of slides, and then you can take up questions, and we are always available on the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohan, and thank you so much. So good evening all, and welcome to today's webinar. And yes, this is Meghna, and Rohan gave me my introduction to all of you. And to quickly start, I just want to give, my introduction. So myself, Meghna, you all know, and I'm in data science domain from past 5 years. And I mean, coming to my education background, like I completed my Bachelor of Engineering, and I'm basically from Bangalore, Karnataka. So this is just a quick overview, and to begin today's topic, so we all know that it's all about goals to growth. So goals to growth is all about the dream or the goals what you want to achieve. Maybe from your childhood you had a dream to start your own company, or to take up a course, or to start engineering or doctor or police, or any kind of dreams what you had. You are converting the goals, or you're converting whatever your interest basically to a perfect you're making use of perfect platform to convert that goals to growth. So you need to grow in your career with the help of your goals, but how to identify the growth, or how to identify where where exactly you want to go and reach your target. So let us quickly look into that step by step, what procedure or what process you need to, start in your own career, whether you are a student or a working profession, or you are a housewife or you're a homemaker or you are working somewhere, that doesn't matter. But if you want to pursue a particular goal or a growth, if you want to see in your career, you can make use of these process. It is as easy as that, but you need to exactly know where you need to be and what you need to do, so that it will be really easy. And the Q&A, the chat box is also available. Whatever the questions you have or whatever the doubts or what exactly, if you have any particular question in mind regarding a career, any particular career also, you can let me know. And the general concepts, general technical questions also we will discuss by the end. And I can see here someone just mentioned, I think it's from Venugopal, your voice is not coming. Is there any disturbance or is my voice is clear? Okay, so let's proceed further, and I'll also be sharing my screen with all of you here. So hope you all can see my screen. Okay, so first let us see here the importance of career growth, career anchors, career planning, and career stages, which we all need to know before starting any any particular work or any particular job or any business or something. We need to follow certain criteria, and we will see that one by one today. So first and foremost, the importance of career, whether career is for your own development, or if you join some organization, they will also be having their own vision and a mission. So for organization, it helps, aligning staffing with the strategy. Because see, if I'm from a particular domain and I need to go look for the organization for the same domain, even you will be having your thoughts. Or if you want to become a software engineer, you need to look into the same organization to develop or to go join or look for the career path, because that is the right source where you have to go and search. And for employees, a source of identification factor in the quality. So first and foremost thing, what are the different aspects of career? You might be a student or you might be working. So what are the important anchors of a career? First thing is we need to look into the technical aspects, managerial aspects, security and stability, autonomy or entrepreneurial. So these are the different anchors which comes under career growth. So if we have a technical aspect, you can join to a technical core company. If you are having a managerial stability with you, if you can manage the team well, or if you are looking for some, if you are a very good person having a people engagement, if you know people management, then you can of course go look for some work with respect to managerial angle. Security and stability. Security and stability is all about maintaining with a maintaining a secured workplace or maintaining a secured environment. If you have that ability, of course you can go and join certain organization. Coming to autonomy and entrepreneurial. So autonomy is all about if you want to work something which is related to on your own self content, or if you want to work which is on freelancing, or entrepreneurial, if you want to start a business or if you want to start something new on your own. So these are the different aspects where you need to keep yourself in mind what exactly you need to pursue, so that with this process you will be able to proceed further to a very good job. So I can see some chats here in the chat window. Okay, I can see a very good question here. Ma'am, I want to grow in Excel. How to get trained and get a good job? Okay, to answer this question for now, see, let me tell you, Excel is one of the important tool. This is not related to any particular organization or any particular domain, but it is highly recommendable for all the business growth. Not just for a business growth or a business aspect, but let me tell you, Excel plays a major role whether you are in IT or non-IT or any kind of different domains. So to start, if you want to start your career in Excel, I request you to, we all know that Excel is a free usage app. It's an open source. You can download it, or you can also make use of Google Sheets, which is available. You can start learning with the basics of it.
Ma'am, question is that advanced Excel is needed or basic is sufficient?
Advanced Excel is needed if you want to start your career in a very good domain. Basics Excel is needed if it is some kind of Excel. If you're only looking for formula based, you can go for a basic Excel. If you want to do some automations, or if your company or if your manager is expecting you to do certain operations or creating a dashboards or a reports, you must need to know the advanced Excel.
Okay,
And I
thank you.
request, if you know advanced Excel well, it is very good, for you to work in most of the organization.
Okay, thank you.
They are expecting that for sure. And I want accounting skill. Okay, accounting skill is all about if you have a degree in your hand with respect to accounts. With that, you should also know certain concepts on Tally, and then you will be able to have a good knowledge on that. And also, hands-on experience is needed for sure for all the industry. And what are the things in tech field that freshers should be aware of? So as a fresher in tech industry, you must be aware of the software development if you want to pursue in that particular domain. In software development also, you have front end, back end. So front end technologies, you must know whether they are using HTML, CSS or JavaScript, or if it is a back end, then you must know Node.js or Angular. It all depends upon what exactly the organization is expecting from you. And if you want to start your career in tech field, you must be you must be pursued engineering or something with respect to computer science. So BCA or BSc in computer applications or BSc in computer science. So you must be aware of these you must be having this degree. With this, if you have certifications on the same, or if you have done some hands-on experience, then it would be beneficial in tech field, because in most of the tech field industry, they are looking for certifications and experience and internship. That also plays a major role. I think for Roshni also, this, as you also asked me the same question, this would be better. Career for Python developers, and very good question. See, let me tell you, Python is one of the easiest programming language if I compare Python with any other programming language. So if you want to start your career in Python, I request you to start with the data science and analytics, where you will making use of Python code. If you already know, or if you also want to learn, you can go ahead with the same. So if you know Python, yeah, data science and analytics domain, you can directly proceed, learn data visualization, data analytics. It is a combination of both, IT and non-IT. So it will really help you to have a good career in the future also. Web development versus data analytics, which one is more hard and which one have more job opportunity? See, let me tell you, each and every industry, they have their own value, they have their own principles and job opportunities also. But to answer your question precisely, whether it is web development or data analytics, I think web development is quite different from data analytics. Of course, it is different. Why? Because in web development, you're developing a website, but in data analytics, you're analyzing the data. So the difference is all about the way we understand the data, or the way we analyze the data and take a better business decision for the future is all about data analytics. When I talk about, the web development, again, you are developing a website. For example, Apna website, as you all have observed, where the website is beautifully structured in such a way that users can easily identify what is happening with the tool, where to search for a job. You have used Apna, right? You know where to search for the job, where to add your skills. So it is quite interesting and easy. You are developing a website like that. So here coding plays a major role in web development, but in data analytics, the coding is also required. With that, soft skills is also required. So that is one thing. Ma'am, a UI UX designer. If you want to become a UI UX designer, of course, you need to know the graphics. There are so many tools available where you need to know. And with that UI UX designing, you should also know what to create for the front end, what to create for the back end. Using APIs, we will be merging with respect to coding. So front end preparation. And I think I'll come back to the other questions later. Let us look into the next slide here. So employee responsibility. See, let us look into the career planning. Whichever domain you are from or whichever domain you want to go, there is a certain principle which we need to follow to have a good career planning. So as an employee responsibility, I'm the employee, I need to know myself. I mean, I need to know what I am. I need to know my capability. I need to know my ability. So my self-assessment for myself is required. I should know, like, I know Python, I know data science, I know data analytics, I know how to use Power BI, I know how to use Tableau, I know how to work with different tools. So I know this is my self-assessment. You should question yourself. You should understand what exactly you are looking for. Identify and analyze the career options. If I want to start my journey with respect to web development, then I'll understand which organizations are having openings for web development. What are the different career options I can have? What are the different techniques I know on web development? Whether my self-assessment, or am I capable to get that job? Or am I capable, once after I get selected, can I go and work in the organization? Can I align myself with the organization goal? You need to exactly understand in and out of yourself and also about the organization where you are going to. Decide and develop career objective and needs. Communicate the career goals. Exactly, you need to understand what is your career growth, either by communicating with your HRs or with your managers. For example, now you wanted to become a web developer. Okay, you also went through the job description. It was somewhat okay. It was aligning with yourself. I mean, it was aligning with yourself, and it was also aligning with your education. Everything was fine. But once after you joined the organization, it was not up to the mark, or it was not as expected as that. So you need to go and clearly communicate that with your manager, what you are expecting. With that, you need to, if there is any opportunity, of course, your manager will help you with that. Map out a plan with your manager, exactly what you want to become. Because there are opportunity, but your manager may not be, he or she will not be knowing completely about yourself. So you need to go and showcase your talent. Let me tell you, effective communication plays a major role in outside world, not just inside the four walls or somewhere. Once after you step out, so you need to communicate well with the others. You know your friends, you know your relatives, you know your family. But do you think that the organization where you're going, people knows you? Of course, no. So you need to understand what exactly they are expecting from you. And also you need to openly communicate and effectively, and without understanding or without logic also we cannot speak something. Take your time, understand, look into the career, what exactly you need to pursue, and communicate that clearly. Career planning. So as we all know that we need to know our career, what is my interest, I need to know what values I have, what skills I have, what is my goal. Is my goal and education is same? See, if I'm a very good dancer, but somehow I completed my engineering, I also have engineering skills, but also I'm a dancer. This is my hobby. Like, dancing can be my hobby, or trekking can be my hobby, photography can be my hobby. That those are the skills, extra skills what I have. That's not a technical skill. But if I also want to pursue as what I studied, like I studied my engineering, so if I want to go with the same path, but I need to keep these skills what I have. I'm so sorry. So what are the skills what I have, like dancing or trekking or photography? I will keep this as an hobby. But what is the exact career which I have based on my education, that is on engineering? Even though I have a different goal or different set of goal, I'm taking that goal also with me, with the main goal in my hand, that is my degree. So encourage career planning process, access realism of employees plan, provide information to employee about career planning resource and career development. And once after you join any organization, you should have a career plan. Okay, I joined this organization now. What do I need to do? What is my next 5 years of planning, especially in terms of work? Whether I need to look for a new openings there in the future, If not, okay, what training do I need to take? Each and every month, I usually tell that each and every month, try to at least go take up some training, do certain certifications, because you need to always, look into the advancement of yourself. Today, Excel basics. Of course, tomorrow you need to learn the advanced concept of Excel, because we cannot be stagnant. It's not something like a stagnant water here. We should be flowing like a river as always, learning the important things, taking up the taking up the new skills, new knowledge you need to adapt. Adaptability is all about taking up a new challenge. You need to do certain homework again to take up the new challenge, understand the concept, take up some trainings, involve yourself in learning the new skills, do some assignments, do some projects, upgrade your resume. You also need to update yourself with the new technologies which is coming up day by day. And accordingly, you need to take up your career plan also according to the new advancement what we have. And then you need to proceed with the new technology. So that is how we ourselves upgrade, update, and then proceed with our career. I can see certain Q&A here in the chat window. So, okay. Madam, how to get training in Excel and get a job? You can look into certain Excel trainings available. Take up a basic and advanced course with respect to Excel, and don't be in a mindset that only Excel will give you a job. Because Excel is a tool which is used by all the organization to do certain tasks. If you just know Excel, don't think in a mind that I will get a job. So if you have certain job role in your mind, for that job role, if Excel is aligning, or you should look, if you know Excel or if you really want to work with Excel, just go and check with certain job roles where Excel is used maximum. According to that, you can, start applying for the job role. There is no job role something like Excel. If you want to start working with Excel, for example, like a data entry. In data entry position, of course, you should know Excel, and maximum used is Excel and some basic tools based on the organization. Organization's tool will be, trained by the organization people itself. But as they are expecting Excel, so you should start learning Excel and you can start applying for a job in the same role. Okay. Talking about freshers, ma'am, most of the companies are not willing to take them right now. So what should we do so that we are able to get good job in software developer domain? Okay, so to answer this question, let me just, okay. So to answer that question, yes, most of the people are not taking freshers. This is becoming a threat now, I can tell you. Why? Because people are looking for an experienced professionals. Because why are we having this webinar, seminars, diary with respect to Apna is all about, so that you will understand what exactly the organization is expecting from you. So they're expecting, certain internships, they're expecting certifications, they're expecting, you to complete certain projects before you join them. Because they cannot train each and every employee coming to their desk. That is one thing, is waste of time, and they are not ready to invest they are not ready to invest on freshers training, because nowadays internship is compulsory, and the webinars or seminars or projects, whatever you are doing, even in your degree, or it can be any degree, not just engineering or BSc or BCom or BCA, in all the degree, internship is compulsory, webinars or seminars is compulsory, certifications is mandatory. I request you to, when you are looking for a job, or I request you, if you start, your degree from day one itself, you can start doing some internship certifications, learn the technical tools. So if you have already completed that, keep that as a reference, like whatever the internship experience you have, you need to prepare your resume accordingly. Make sure your resume is updated as per the norms, and then you can start looking for a job. For sure you will get. And ma'am, coding is career path possible like HTML? Yes, it is possible. If you are from the same domain, it will be also easy. What about AI, ML engineer path about AI, ML? Okay, I'll talk about this AI, ML. And please suggest good testing. It is good for fresher or not. Hello, ma'am, I'm confused because what should I do? Okay, so I'll answer those questions about AI, ML, data science with the next few minutes. So changing nature of careers, as we all know that once after you join a particular organization, it's not that you need to be stagnant there. You can learn, you can upgrade yourself, and also you can proceed further in your career. Okay, the employment contract. Employees are free agents. Career competences, self-management, you need to manage yourself, and the career is also growing. There is so many competitions which is happening among different industries. Accordingly, you should also be ready in taking up new challenges. New career path, more web than straight. So the new career path, what you are pursuing, it should not be something like a straightforward where there are certain shortcuts which you know to have a very good career path. So importance of career planning with an organization, effective utilization of human resources. This is left to the organization. They need to make use of people to understand, what exactly they're expecting, assisting in meeting the goals, assisting in diversity management. So even different organizations, they have their own set of rules. Or if you want to start your own company or something, of course, you need to align with the company's mission and vision and mission. Accordingly, you need to select the people for the right job and the right job role, if especially for HRs, I can say. So career stages, exploration stage is all about for a freshers. Establishment stage is for the one who is having 4 to 5 years of experience where they're establishing themselves. Maintenance stage is all about once after you almost if you are around 15 to 18 years of experience, and then you are maintaining the same stage, or with that only you are going to do some upgrade. See, if you are a manager, if you want, if you are a assistant manager, and if you want to become a manager, you need certain time, and you need certain years of you need to wait in that waiting period. As an assistant manager, at least you need to serve 6 to almost 4 to 5 years, depending upon the organization. Late career stage is all about you are almost 50, 55. In that stage, if you got an assistant manager, so promoting as a manager would become difficult, and that is a late career stage, which we call. So exploration stage is all about you are looking for a job as a fresher, or you might have hardly 1 to 2 years of experience, so you're exploring something new. So what are the tasks need? Experiencing varied job tasks, self-assessment, job choice. Of course, as you're a fresher, the complete job choice is in your hand. Based on your self-assessment, you need to take up a job. Social emotional needs, settling down, occupational self-image. So settling down is all about once after you have enough money. See, for example, the main purpose of working is all about earning, and not just about earning, but also to have a good reputation, isn't it? To see our needs and also family needs. Okay, so the growth is all about the way you explore yourself to a new technology and get an advancement training. You will be exploring more and more opportunities, I can tell you. See, the first and foremost thing which we all need to concentrate on a career development is self-assessment. Next comes your skill development. And networking plays a major role, because as you're in an exploration stage, you should have a very good network. Network is all about you need to have connection with a professional people, so that if there is a job openings, they will update you. And it's all about, you already know LinkedIn, how it works. There are so many different social media in the sense professional social media, where you can look for a very good job role by networking. And let's keep the things professional, and let's not make use of a certain social medias in a wrong way. Establishment stage. So once after you start having a very good career, it's been almost 4 years you are working, you have a very good network, you are in a good position, you know what exactly work is, you know how the situation is happening in and around. So task needs, learn the ropes, get challenging jobs, increase the competency, be innovative. Always remember that once after you settle down, don't be stagnant. You need to start thinking creatively. You need to have some innovation ideas in getting up the projects, clearing the task, because you already have 4 years of experience. You cannot be a fresher, and you should start working start working, thinking analytically, logically, and taking up a decisions accordingly. So performance and feedback, visibility and branding plays a major role in this establishment stage. Emotional needs deal with competition, failure, conflicts. Everything happens because once after you in 4 to 5 years in that particular experience stage, so the competency will increase, and you will also pass, you will also fail. You need to also have a emotional need stage. That means you should also be capable enough in handling the situation, conflict resolution. It is not just always about the technical skills, but a non-technical skills and a soft skills is mandatory to handle the situation. I can see certain questions here again. Okay, what about Flutter development? Yes, Flutter development is one of the good, I can say a domain and a position. Do we get this PPT presentation notes after session, ma'am? I feel it is helpful. Okay, let's look into that. Okay. So the task need technical updating, coaching skills, continue to rotate your new areas, develop broad view of the career. As I told, we cannot be, or we should never be a stagnant. We should look into more opportunities, work, coaching skills is needed. Sorry. I think someone was speaking something. Okay, so the maintenance stage, once after you reach a certain stage, you need to update yourself with the new technical skills, coaching skills, continue to rotate in the new areas. In the same organization, you can work with a different teams so that you will understand what the process the other team is following, so that you can also implement in your own team. So you're maintaining a healthy strategy, or maintaining a healthy competition wherever you are. Late career stage is all about remain productive, plan for a retirement, shift role from part to guidance, identify the sexes, re-envision the work, develop outside identity. So this task, the late career stage is all about once after you reach 50, 55 plus. So whatever you have done so far, you're looking into it, you're calculating it. And with this calculation, you are preparing something, after retirement. Whatever the successes you have done or you have seen so far, you're looking into that and giving suggestions to youngers or to younger generation or to teams, what needs to be done, what not to be done. So whatever you have learned, the same training you're giving to your juniors or to your teammates, so that they will not go with the same error. And I mean, not error exactly, but they will again not go down with the experience of what you have. You're giving them enough knowledge, because we all know that experience makes man perfect. So we will go according to that once after we reach certain stage. And backwards and forwards, as we all know that what is summing up and what is looking ahead. So career anchors, you all need to look into the career aspect, what exactly you need to do, strategies you need to take. According to the strategy, you need to prepare, and according to the preparation what you have done, you will also get a good results by the end of the day. And to talk about the different career aspects or the different career development what we have, first thing, as I already mentioned, self assessment, skill development. What are the skills you have currently? Make sure you're perfect with that. And all the time, multi skills or multi talent, I mean, you will be having multi skills and multi talent, that is good. But when you're working on a certain project, I request you to go in the same aspect. When you're concentrating on a certain project, again, don't go for a multi-role positions, because that will harm the work. You are having multi-skills, but that doesn't mean that at a time you need to concentrate on two different projects and it is completely different. If it is somewhat same, means we can proceed on a same path. But if it is completely different, I request you not to take up two tasks at a time. Experience building, performance and feedback. Always remember that once after you do certain task, or once after you attend some interviews, you always remember to take up a feedback from them. Because feedback literally helps us to understand what's wrong within us. And if it is something wrong, or if you are unaware about it, it's a good time for us to understand, okay, they are expecting this particular concept from me, but I was not aware about it. No problem, I will learn, I will get myself better. The next day you can learn the thing, and again or you can start looking for a good job. So always learn to take a feedback from the people. Visibility and branding, not just while looking for a job. And let me tell you, even after you start working in a good team, try to take feedback from your managers or your team leads. That will really help us to understand our lack. And also, if there is something good or positive, that's okay. But if there is anything which they are pinpointing or if they're highlighting which is lacking in you, and they are they are giving some what to say, opportunities to others, and why not for humans, you should go and talk to them, what is lacking with me, so that you will understand if there is any lack, you can fulfill it, so that you will be able to have a very good growth in your career. And any questions, I request you to let me know. And you can also make use of Q&A or chat window, so that we'll be happy to answer your question. And the next topic is all about
Meghna,
visibility and branding.
Meghna, there was one question from Yogesh. I think we missed it.
Sorry, it is from?
Yogesh, what should I do as a career like graphic
Okay,
designer
I'm so sorry. Yes.
or architect and interior designer?
Yeah, I'll take up so that I'm so sorry. Yeah, I think
Yeah, no problem.
So yes, to talk about, I was talking about the visibility and branding. So visibility and branding, especially when you are, let me change this slide. Establishment stage and maintenance stage. Let me tell you, in these two stages, if you are now, it will really, you need to concentrate on the surroundings. You need to keep yourself upgraded with a new concept. So visibility and branding plays a major role here. Why? Because you need to visible. People should know your ability. People should know what exactly you are. And branding is all about, if you know the particular concept, you should brand yourself in an organization. Like you are almost having 6-7 years of experience, and now the new freshers who are coming to your team, you need to teach them, or teach in the sense you need to train them on several concepts or how the process goes. So there you're creating a visibility. But how can you create a visibility outside the team? Either by engaging with the people, like employee engagement activities, or by maintaining a different teams, by looking into their aspect, or by talking to them. So you will grab many opportunities by talking to people. So visibility will also grow, and branding will also happen. And to answer the question here, that was, can I go with the graphic designer or architect and interior designer? See, for all these roles, whether it is a graphic designing or interior designing, you should have a logical mindset. You should have a creative mindset here. Why? Because if you are creative and if you want to start something with respect to software tool, if that is possible, then you can proceed directly with a graphic designer. But as per your interest or as per your goals, if you want to go around the world, if you want to travel the world, and if you have a very good creative idea, I request you to go with the interior designing or architect. Why? Because for architect or interior designing, you need to go have a site visit, and there are multiple opportunities in both the domains. Because graphic designing is, you're sitting in one place, you're having different tools with you, and you're designing it and you're showcasing it. But when I talk about architect or an interior designer, they travel around the world, they go have a site visit according to the requirement, they will be planning, and they're also like they're using different software tools, and then they're implementing it to the building. Not just a building, or it can be any kind of halls or something. It's a building basically. So if you are having that particular goal in your mindset, I request you to go with that, because both the domains are quite similar, but somewhere you're sitting and working, but there in the other aspect, you're going out, you're talking to different clients, you're giving them your ideas, because they will not be aware of all the concepts as you know about it, like what is exactly the architecture, what is the current trend, whether they want into a Western house or a completely in a nature-based house. So accordingly, you're giving them ideas, and you're proceeding. So both the domains are really good. What skills required for a UI UX designer? So as I mentioned, like the different tools, Figma tool is maximum used in most of the organization. Canvas, yeah, like they also have free and paid version, but you can practice it but I request you to download Figma and you can start using that tool. That plays a major role. And strategic career moves, as I already mentioned you, that we need to plan our moves strategically. Once after you go start working in a different organization, you should be very smart enough, because it's a new place and you may know the people or you may not know the people, but blindly we cannot accept everything. So strategically you need to think and you need to take a better decision for yourself. That is why self-assessment is needed a lot. Work-life balance, always proceed with the work-life balance. Do not take up an overload. That happens especially in this exploration stage. In this exploration stage, like people will get a job. As you are a fresher, you won't be knowing how to begin with the work. You will, of course, like everybody will make a mess in the beginning. Later, they will understand based on their experience. So work-life balance, it's mandatory. Why? Because your mind should peace enough. Your mind should be peace. If not, you will end up in doing the wrong work. If your mind is not well, or if you are not well, so you won't be able to work. Or even though you work, it might not be satisfied for yourself, or the work what you have done is wrong. Again, it is not satisfied by your manager or by the company. So make sure that you always follow a work-life balance. If you are working for 7 to 8 hours, completely concentrate on work. But after working hours, sit yourself, have a time for yourself, be with the nature or listen to your music, whatever you want to do, your hobby, concentrate on that also, so that you won't be stressed. If you are stressed again, your mind will not be having a place, to think creatively or to think logically. Your mind will not be having any space. So that is why it is, work-life balance plays a major role, whether you're an IT person, non-IT person, or if you are having a business, or if you want to open a business or something. Like, yeah, you have to have a very good work-life balance. In initial stages, there will be certain sacrifices what we all need to do, but don't continue that sacrifices every time, because if we keep on sacrificing everything, then we won't be having at the end of the day to enjoy our life. So we also, whatever the work we are doing, it is a part of our life, but it should not be just the life. Okay. And then comes the adaptability. As we are adapting to a new career, or as we are adapting ourselves to a new technology. Because if I talk about 15 or 20 years back, it was completely a different world. But the engineers or architects or whoever it is, they have a mindset that this is their goal, keeping that goal as a reference, and it's growing now. India is growing. If you all remember, almost 15-18 years back, how India was and how India is now. There was a goal, and that has been taken care by all Indian people, and now it's in a very good position, isn't it? You might have all observed it, how elections happened and how the things was before and now how the things is going on. You can see a difference. So that is all about adapting ourselves to a new technology and to the new environment. It's not that once I need to start my work, or I should not think about what's happening in the outside world. Because of the outside world, we are here and we are able to work. And okay. And coding is required for UI UX designing. See, let me answer to Neha's question again. Coding is not mandatory for a UI UX designing part. You must know the tools what I mentioned, like Figma, but coding is not mandatory in Figma. But if you want to proceed with that, like once after you know what is what is designing, if you also want to implement it, or if you want to deploy it, then you may need to know the coding part, but it is not mandatory. Ma'am, as an arts student, what should I do next after graduation? Okay, you're a BA. Because I'm not getting any job. What course should I do? This is this demanding. Please help me. I'm very confused. Okay, to answer Pooja's question here, Pooja, as you're from Bachelor of Arts, if possible, could you please let me know what are the different subjects you have taken? If I want to talk generally for BA, I'll tell you, you will be having a knowledge on economics or mathematics, not mathematics, English will be there, and you will be knowing on economics and different concepts of math also. So I request you, if you have a very good interest, you can start, looking for a job in a teaching profession, like in schools. You can start looking for a job in teaching profession, or if you really want to start your career in IT, IT in the sense you are not from an IT background. If you want to start without any certifications in IT or something, you can go for a customer support, IT support. So support teams you can join with your knowledge, without any certification as a friend. I mean, if you have certifications, that's fine. But yes, as a fresher, you will be able to join to the support team. Or if you are having already you have knowledge on economics and what's happening in and around the world, you have a knowledge. With that, you can also go with the business development executive. So these job roles for a freshers, it is always available. And yes, to talk about the technology career development, the main concept. So what is tech career development or how to proceed, especially in the technological domain? So you need to first and foremost, not just technical, but in general for all the domains, I'll tell you first and foremost thing is you need to identify your interest and goals. What is your interest and what is your goal? Always remember that if you have an interest and a goal, take a paper, write down what exactly your interest and what you need to achieve, so that you will have a clear image with you and that is all about you. I always do that. Even when I attend certain meetings, the keywords, I'll make a note of it. Please keep it as an habit so that whenever you attend any webinars, seminars, whatever the key points we are discussing, make a note of the things so that it would be better. And always remember, be very clear with your interest, be very clear with your goals, and explore the tech domains or explore the domains which you need to pursue. For example, my domain is data science and analytics, just an example. So here, when I started, to be honest, I'll just take my example here because I started my engineering journey and there my subject was electronics and communication. But from the day one itself, like when I started my career, like even though it was ECE, I wanted to become a data scientist and I wanted to be in the data science and analytics field itself. So from the day one itself, I started looking for internships. I started looking for a certification. So what exactly do I need to do? I mean, what exactly do I need to know to become a data scientist? So I got to know completely, okay, I need to know Excel, I need to know Power BI, I need to know Tableau, I need to know machine learning. They're expecting Python programming. They're expecting R language. So I got to know what exactly the organization is expecting from me. Similarly, for example, you want to become an UI UX designer. What organization is expecting? They're expecting you to know the Figma tool. And they want you to do certain projects on the same. So you need to know how to work with the Figma tool. Okay, so the your interest is all about you want to become a UI UX designer. What is the next step what you want to take? That is all about you need to identify what the organization is expecting. Accordingly, you need to align yourself. Okay, once after you align yourself, you can do some hands-on project, whichever domain it is. Prepare your resume accordingly. Then look for the interview questions on the same. Start looking for a job on the same domain. If you really want to pursue in the domain, practice it, get trained on that, get some certifications, and you can start looking for a job. So explore all the domains, what exactly the particular role is demanding from you. You always need to set your career goal. You need to define what exactly you want to become, whether you want to build the applications or whether you want to analyze the data, what exactly you want to know. You need to set yourself the same thought. And I can see the next point is all about once after you complete your 10th or 11th and 12th, like PUC or something. So you must, by the time itself, after 11th and 12th, like you will become around 17 or 18 years. By this time itself, you must be in a position or you must have a very good knowledge on what exactly you want to become, because degree plays a major role here, because it's all about our education. Your degree will will make you to eat in the future again, isn't it? So your degree, what you have in your hand, will help you to get a job. So that degree, what you're selecting, should be clear enough that it is helping you for the future. It should not something like I'm taking engineering, I'm going to do something else in the future. because I'm wasting, it will be, the time will be wasted. Like 4 years I spent, but to do what? I'm not doing anything. Like I'm just going for a data entry job, but still I did my engineering. I wasted my 4 years, right? If I want to go for a data entry job, why should I need to invest 4 years of time, invest lakhs of money, in pursuing the course? Why should I need to do that? Because even a 12th pass or 10th pass student can do data entry because of their knowledge on computer. What is the difference between the people who learn and people who don't learn? The difference is all about the mindset, what they have and what exactly they want to pursue. They are not aware about it. So you can observe the lack of understanding or lack of interest, or it can also be lack of knowledge on what's happening in the surroundings. So always we say that we should update ourselves, or we should upgrade ourselves, or we should align ourselves with the new technology. Because of the same difference, education foundation may plays a major role again. And then developing the skills, what once after you join the organization also, you should not stop learning, because learning has no end. So even you are 58 years, if you want to go for a next good position, you need to learn. We have the learning, learning from, I can tell by birth, we are learning something until we are learning something one or the other day, the new things, or might be the same thing. But we should never ever stop learning. Even after you join certain organization, I request you to take up the trainings. And in all the organization, I'll tell you, they will be having a free coaching or free live recorded lectures. Everything is available. You will be having free access to so many platforms where they will be having recorded lectures of training. Even though recorded lecture may not, it will be useful if you have a half knowledge on the concept. If you go watch it continuously, if you start learning yourself, it will be really helpful. So always take up trainings, take up assessments, do projects. And do remember that if you are a working profession, you should not limit yourself for the project what you are doing in your organization. If you are having certain free time, take up your laptop, start doing your projects. What do you want to become in the future? You had no other choice. You started working as a in a BPO, as a customer support, taking up the calls, giving certain information. That's not a bad job, because job is a job. Even though we are earning very less, job is a job, and we should respect that. But your career is not that, or you should not limit yourself with that sales support job or a certain kind of support jobs. You are working somewhere, you are earning something, that is fine. But what is your goal? We should never forget our goal. So as per your goal, you need to set up what are the interests or what are the key skills which you know. Whenever you get, if not whenever, you should make some free time for yourself. Even though you are working, come back, learn the things what exactly the particular job role is expecting. Later, if you are a very confident person and if you know the concept very well, of course you will get a job. It's not that people are running out of a job. It's not that freshers are not getting a job. Right person, right skills, if you have a very good knowledge, of course you will get a job. And it's all about the skills what you have. With that, you should also have a degree. Degree plus skills will give you a good job. And I can see certain questions in the chat window. Okay, I think most of you have not connected you might have not having a right proper connection. Please check it, because I believe that I'm audible to all of you here. There is no disturbance again. And to quickly talk about, the technical or the technological career development. Yes, education, developing the technical skills, practical knowledge, projects, certifications, networking, adaptability. You yourself should review and you yourself should take up the results. Once after you complete a certain course, I can tell you. So this is all about, achieving what is your goals to a growth. So goals, what you are understanding. First thing is you need to know what exactly you are. You have a capability to do, and you should have a confidence, but again, it should not be an overconfident again. Whenever you attend any interview questions, make sure that you properly hear what exactly the question they are asking. Right question, right answer you need to do. And if you are not aware about the topic, make sure directly tell them that I'm not aware about it, but just give me certain time so that I'll go back and look into the topic and I'll get back to you. Why? Because if we have no knowledge on the concept, it's not that, okay, I cannot say no, I should speak something. No. Do not speak on the topics if you're not at all aware about it. Clearly tell them in the sense, pleasantly you need to talk to them, like you need some time to get back on that. And always remember that for freshers, especially if you are looking for a job, make sure you prepare your resume properly. Always go with the proper format of your resume, and don't go for an old CV or something. Go looking to the SEOs, because we have so many SEOs available where you can prepare, you can build your resume for free, and also certain tools which is making you to pay. But go with the proper resume format, make use of that so that your resume will be accepted, and make sure you look professional during your interviews. And especially during your interviews, always answer the question in STAR method, that is STAR. S stands for situation, T stands for task, A stands for action, and R stands for the review, or it also stands for the result. So especially for behavioral question, we discuss on, we always go with the STAR method, not just for behavioral, but if they ask you on certain projects, or based on your projects, if they ask you certain questions also, I request you go with the same STAR method. Because STAR, as I told you, situation, you need to describe the situation properly. Next thing is, based on the situation, you need to take up the task. Now the situation is all about, I need to look into the sales, what happened in the previous year. So what I did, you need to explain the situation, how you got the data. And now with this data, what task you have taken to understand what sales happened in the last year. You might have used Excel, or you might have used any other tool, and you look into the sales which happened in the last year, and what action did you take. Okay, I got to know that in last year, chairs like a furniture sales was more. So what I'll do this time also, I'm not sure whether this time also if there is any chance of increase in the sales in the furniture, but I'll take up the records of this year. What's happening now, I'll take up the records of this year. And also, okay, the furniture sales is more, I need to plan for the supply and the demand accordingly, so that the sales will increase. And I should not stop myself there for furniture. What other products which I have, I need to get some new strategies, and then I need to take a better decision, and then the result we can expect later. So situation, task, what action you have taken, and what results you got out of it. So in this way, STAR method, you need to explain it to your HR or managers or whoever takes up the interview, because STAR method will clearly shows that you're a professional, because if you are using it. And someone asked me about, okay, there are certain questions here. Please repeat the STAR method. So I think I can write it down, the full form of a STAR. It's all about situation. That means you need to explain the situation well, the question, whatever they're asking, according to that, you need to explain what situation you have faced, then what task you have taken, and the action what is being taken care, and the result what you got after taking up all these action points. So I'm just sharing that full form in the chat window with all of you guys. You can have a look at it. So this is all about, making yourself from start taking a baby steps for your career until you reach your goal, whether it is an organization, a very big MNC, or if it is a startup, doesn't matter, because we are here to learn the things, and make sure what work you are doing, you do it honestly. One or the other day, you will have a very good benefit out of it. So yeah, this is all about, setting your career path, understanding your goals, understanding your values, self-assessment, experience, learning, networking, and adapting it to the new technology, reviewing yourself, and finding a result out of it. So I believe that you all have gotten enough knowledge. So the next few minutes will be for any Q&A. If you want to unmute yourself and speak up, or any questions, I request you to unmute and speak up so that we can have a discussion on that.
Yeah, guys, if you have any questions or any doubts, please feel free to put it on chat, or you can unmute yourself. We have Meghna here for a couple of more minutes. आपका कोई भी सवाल है, कुछ भी है? Yeah, I think Sayantan is raising his hand. Please go
Yes,
ahead.
please.
Yes, sir. Yeah, hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Yes, good
Ma'am,
evening.
yeah, ma'am, I have a question. My question is that, ma'am, I have 3 years of educational gap. Okay.
Okay.
The thing is that I was supposed to complete my graduation at the year of 2019, but I completed it at the year of 2023. So actually, during the COVID period, I started a business because I wanted to support my family financially. So only my one semester was left. Okay, only my sixth semester was left. So I missed the sixth semester, and in that time, from 2020 to 2022, I did a business for 2 years, and after that, I also worked at a job. Okay, I worked as a career counselor at a job, and then at the end of 2023, I mean, that is last year, I completed my sixth semester as well. So I completed my graduation last year. So in that sense, I have a gap of 3 years. But at the same time, I have 2 years of business experience and 1 year of job experience. Okay. So my question is, ma'am, that is okay, right? Matlab, if I currently also I'm working now, I'm working as a marketing executive in a company, and it's going to be 6 months. So my question is like this: that in the future, whenever I'm going to switch in a better company, so this gap will not be affected, right? Because I have this job experience and business experience. So if you can just give some light on this.
Okay, so first thing I would like to congratulate you that you didn't waste your time and you start working, in the 2 years of time period, whatever you have. You started your own business, so you got to know how to work in the real environment. And also with that, you completed your studies and now you're working in a good company, I can tell you. So one thing is there might be chances in some big MNCs they will look for they might look into your resume and they may think that you have a career gap or something, but in if I want to talk about in general way, it's not an harm because you have a experience. But in certain companies, if they have any criteria, there they might look into the career gap. Or else if you are having 6 months of experience now, please continue with the same job role for next 2 to 3 years, or if you get a good job by this time you can proceed. But if not, have at least 2 to 3 years of experience before you try for any of the MNC. Because I was reading with an article, last few days back, I got to know that now due to after this COVID and all this recessions, they are looking for a perfect candidate because they know that people are having a good experience before COVID also, and after COVID there are certain changes which happen, so they have certain criteria only in some organization. But if you have some experience, I think that won't matter much.
Okay, ma'am. Actually, ma'am, my question is there is one more concern because in the business I don't have any any salary slip like that because that's a self-employed business, right? But the job that I did, I only have this thing, the appointment letter, but they didn't give any salary slip. But in the in the company that I'm currently working, that I'm working for 6 months, they're giving me salary slip. So
Exactly.
so I have that evidence now. And yeah, and if an employer asks, yeah, the thing is that I can totally, I'm very much because I did all these things very genuinely on my business and the work that I did for 1 year. So I am very much confident if someone asks me like what I did or what I didn't do. So I have that experience, ma'am. So my only
go ahead. Okay, so to answer that, yes, because you are working as a I'm not sure whether the business was freelancing or if you have an appointment letter. But one thing what I can tell you is the experience what you have. If you have a certification, you can show it as a proof. And now you are getting a pay slip. So that's why I told you at least you need to continue for 2 to 3 years in any of the organization. So there is a complete path. There will be no career gap now, like 2 to 3 years of continuously if you work somewhere. So later after 2 or 3 years, you can look for a very good MNC because there is no career gap for last 2 3 years. So that track you can show them and that won't harm you. But of course, you cannot go back to your business or something to ask for a pay slip. Means you have this option to do.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, and thank you so much.
Thank you. And any
Uh,
other questions or queries?
think unfortunately we've run out of time.
Yes.
So no worries. So thank you guys. So with that, we'll come to the end of today's session. Thank you so much, Meghna, for joining us
Thank you.
today and for sharing your expertise with us. I believe everyone found this session useful and we were able to address most of the doubts and queries. Thank you everyone for joining in and making this a very successful session. I've pasted a couple of links. One is a feedback form. Please do fill that form. It will help us in improving our sessions, improving our experiences. Uh, Another link that I've pasted is the Apna website. You can check this recording and other recordings previously held sessions. You can also register for events there. You can also join the Apna community and you can comment interested where you'll get to know all the upcoming sessions. As mentioned earlier by Rohan, we'll keep having these sessions every day. So thank you so much. We hope to see you tomorrow. Good night and have a great evening. Thank
Great
you,
evening,
Meghna.
all, and thank you, Siddharth and team. So it was a very good, connecting with the people to share the experience, what's happening in the current world. And I can also see certain reviews in the chat window. Thank you all. Good day.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.